Hello everyone, I'm Jay and today I'm going to discuss how I passed my ISACA CISM exam. I passed this last month, 23rd of December, and I got my official results earlier this month. So this is how I passed after I have done my CISSP. If you're looking for CISM resources, practice tests and all that if you're doing it from scratch, this is not the video for you. But if you have done CISSP before and looking for further certifications or looking for CISM, then this is the video for you. Okay, just to be very clear, set the expectations right. So I have done CISSP from IC Square in October. I think it was 23rd of October, and straight after. Well, I have prepared like two or 3 months of preparation, sporadic, right? But 6 weeks leading up to the CISSP exam, I was preparing consistently 2 hours, 1.5, 2 or 3 hours every day. I will leave a link below on how I passed my CISSP. I have done a video, and it might help somebody. Right now, after I've done the CISSP, I thought about what I could do, maybe CISM, and I bought courses video course from Thor Peterson on Udemy. Although I never really went through those courses, I spoke to Thor and he said, if you have just done CISSP, then you could just purchase ISACA's question answers and explanations database and just stick with it, just one resource. You could probably do it in 2 to 4 weeks for the exam, right? So that's what I did. I signed up as a ISACA member and I bought this QAE database and I started preparing for it. I booked my exam 3 weeks from CISSP date, so I booked my exam for November 13th of November, but life got in the way, work got in the way. I couldn't prepare, I couldn't meet the exam date, so I had to reschedule it, and I rescheduled it 3 times. It was a remotely proctored exam, so I have done it from my office here. I booked a meeting room and I did it from there. So what happened, I booked the exam for 23rd of December, and 3 days before the exam, I looked at my preparation and I was like only less than 20% through this question and answers database. That means there were about 1,300 questions, practice questions in total, including the practice tests and the domain questions. I have done less than 200, right? So it wasn't a good feeling. But I thought, right, I don't want to postpone again because I want to spend Christmas and New Year festive season relaxing, right? And I was ramping up, but I still couldn't do it. 2 days before the exam, I thought, right, it's no point. So let's reschedule it again because it was free to reschedule anyway, right? So this time I went to reschedule and they said, you can't reschedule because it's less than 48 hours for the exam, which I missed, right? So I have no option left this time. I have to do it. So what I did was 2 days I prepared like hell, right? In the end I did like 900 or 1,000 questions in total. So the good thing with the ISACA's QAE database is, you may have noticed that's the only resource I use, nothing else, just to be very, very clear. They're all retired exam questions. They were exam questions in the past. So when I did the practice questions and went to the exam, they are very, very identical. Not exactly same, but identical, right? You know the style, how they are asking, you know the style, how they are putting the answers together, you know how to do this the exam. If you have experience in information security already, some sort of management level experience, and you're looking at CISM exam even with doing CISSP or without doing CISSP, I like to think maybe that question and answers database should be enough for you to prepare. Depending on the experience and knowledge you have, and depending on the kind of person you are. I like to think I have some good experience in information security. I passed CISSP, which is brutal, right? Compared to CISSP, I don't think the CISM exam was that hard. It was straightforward, right? And in fact, I felt a bit boring during the exam. It was 4 hours exam, 150 questions, straightforward, not very tricky. You know, they're asking to pick the most or the best or the least answer. So it was okay, right? It's not as tough as CISSP. Probably because I was doing like, you know, I did 900 or odd questions 2 days before the exam. Maybe I don't want to do any further. I have done 150 questions on the exam day as well, just before the exam as a practice test. I was scoring 85%. Through the domains, I was scoring 70%, but on the practice test, I scored about 85. So, you know, I hope that gives you a good picture. This was remotely proctored exam. Experience was seamless. You know, I make sure you have clean walls, clean table, clean desk, and everything else. They will ask you for 2 forms of ID. Take those ID forms with you. You get to take, I think, 3 breaks. I managed to take 2 breaks. I just, for the sake of it, I just want to get away from the desk because, as I said, I was feeling a bit bored. Yeah, I grabbed coffee during the break. You can't take any drinks or food into the exam room, whatever the room you're taking the exam in. In terms of other resources, as I said, yeah, I bought Thor Peterson videos, but I didn't really go through. I didn't have the time. Yeah, and once you pass the exam, on the exam day, you just get the message on the screen saying you passed the exam. You will get your official results in 10 days, and that's what happened with me. I got the official results in 10 days. Meanwhile, I started preparing my application towards the verification, because you need to have 5 years experience in some of the domains to officially get CISM certification. So hopefully, again, which I haven't done, I'll probably do it some point next week. No rush. CPEs, again, you have to get 20 CPEs at least per year, and then 120 every 3 years. Because I was doing the CPEs for CISSP anyways, I was like, why not? I could use it for both. It's just a matter of I need to submitting them in the 2 places. That's part of the reason as well. I just want to get CISM done as well. I did the CISSP and I'm doing the CPEs anyway, so why not? It's not a cheap exam. It's around £470, I think. But it's not the toughest of the most, right? CISSP was brutal, man. It's tough. As I said, I will leave a link below on how I passed the CISSP. But CISM is relatively straightforward exam, right? You can do it. I did it. If you look at it properly, it took me 3 days of preparation solid after I passed CISSP to get through CISM, right? Depending on your experience and if you have done CISSP or not. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching this video. Any questions, feedback, please leave them in the comments below. And yeah, all the best for your exam, right? Let me know how you did your exam, right? Thank you very much. You have a nice one.